Hello.
Hello, hello. Yes.
I am glad
Can you
to
hear
see you. Yes.
me?
Uh,
Oh, my friend.
Jeremy Dreamland Milton is a powerful American heavyweight boxer, known for his physical strength, explosive knockouts, and relentless pressure in the ring. With a professional record built on dominance and aggression, Milton represents the raw, unforgiving side of heavyweight boxing, where every punch can change the fight in a second. Coming from the United
Oh,
States, Jeremy has carved his path through hard fights, knockout, setbacks, and lessons that only the ring can teach. This interview is not just about boxing, it's about mindset, struggle, discipline, and the dream that drives a fight forward even when the road gets rough. First questions. When did you first fall in love with boxing?
ah, man, amazing. Thank you. Thank you. That was a great introduction. Amazing. Couldn't have said it better. I fell in love with boxing at a young age watching movies. You know, the fighters, people that did struggle to the underdog, you know, the guy that you count out. And I wasn't always big. I was small, so I was a small kid. And I dealt with bullies and different things, so my environment kind of made me tough. But boxing, I didn't necessarily watch a lot of fights growing up until high school. So started watching some guys, knew about guys, but Rocky, huge inspiration, really, honestly. Just that movie, set a lot of people on a fighting journey. But yeah, I've always been around fighting.
Do you remember your very first fight?
Yeah. My first fight, I took an exhibition, and funny thing about it was 15. And there was a rec center, so YMCA. Um, there was a boxing match, and I fought a guy. It was a good time. Yeah, so I was 15 and I took an exhibition with a tall guy, and they said my coach told me, hey, he puts his pants on one leg at a time, so we don't feel nothing. And yeah, we got in there and we gave it to him.
Who introduced you to boxing?
Probably my brother. My
Oh,
brother. Yeah. When I was 14, um, well, my teacher actually gave me my first pair of gloves. My high school teacher. He gave me my first pair of gloves and title boxing DVD tapes. Um, and the DVD had David Lemieux on it,
uh,
and watched them train. And freaking, I had gloves, so I practiced. I had no bed in my room, so I just had the gloves and the tapes, and I'd be shadow boxing. Then my brother decided we go outside and we box each other, and my other brother seen it, and a lot of people kept coming over. So then he had me fight people in my neighborhood. Yeah, he was betting money on me to win and fight my neighbors.
Tell me about your brother.
Um, so my brother, yeah, he was into a lot of things and different things. I was the youngest, so I always looked up to him. I always wanted to kind of follow his path or get his approval. And he was with his brother at that. So in a sense, I just do anything he tell me. And whenever he had me out there boxing these people, he never actually took me to a proper box gym. And that was just the thing. Like looking back on him, like, yo, this guy, he could have took me to get real coach, but instead he would just tell me, "Hey, come outside, fight this guy," and he had me fight them because he was making money. Yeah, he was betting, he was making his money on them, but uh, it's all fun to think about now. It definitely made me stronger. You know, keep that no fear in my heart. So he gave me that encouragement.
What does the nickname Dreamland mean to you?
Uh, Dreamland for me, it's a representation of my city, my struggles. I actually have a tattoo right here. It says Dreamland. And
Yeah.
I had the tattoo before I went by the name. Yeah. So that's just something, especially Black History Month right now in the US. Um, it was a place where people used to go in the city to be inspired by movies and shows, and and I knock people out, I send them to Dreamland, but my whole thing is like, okay, the person is also a representation of the city. So like, this is my way of keeping my city with me.
Gassiev is the regular world champion. You had a great fight and took the rounds. Do you dream of becoming a world champion?
100%. I think anybody that's in the sport should aspire to be a world champion. And Gassiev is a good fighter, a great fighter. Obviously, happened to be his night that night, but you know, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like, my opportunities in this sport are only beginning, so I've got the courage to go and to continue on and to learn and get better and put myself in a better position. So yeah, one day, I'll have my hand raised with a belt, but right now we continue and we fight on.
Do you want revenge?
Yes, 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 yes. Revenge is nice. And I would say just the opportunity, to do it again, because you sometimes in boxing things are not going your way and you rush decisions. And so, yeah, it kind of took a rush decision when I took that fight, 2 weeks notice. I believe he's more of a cruiserweight. He doesn't hit like a heavyweight. Um, he's a strong fighter though, but and it just happened to be his night that night. But one day things come full circle, and if I stick around long enough, he stays around long enough, maybe we see each other again. Um, and that's just the sport. So yeah, one day, yeah, we'll get back in there. We'll do it again.
Do you agree to stop the fight? After all, the fight was a nobody's draw. One of the judges changed a draw.
Yeah. I don't necessarily agree with it all, but it it's one of those things. Boxing, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that. And who knows? So in a different day, maybe different result. But as for that, it just kind of was what it was.
I want to ask about Pleasant. Who was your biggest inspiration growing up?
Mm. Biggest inspiration, you know, it changes because there's so many people, so many. Floyd Mayweather, of course, he was uh, very popular fighter, and he was disciplined, very disciplined. Lennox Lewis, um, amazing champion. Thomas Hearns, um, Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis. For me, boxing is history lesson. So it's a lot of stories, a lot of characters. Sonny Liston, you know, that went through adversity and came out as champions, and their stories, all their stories inspire me.
Floyd Mayweather. He retired with an undefeated record and won 15 major world championships, spanning 5 weight classes from super featherweight to light middleweight. Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer of all time, for you.
Close, close, yeah. And there's so many people. It's like, oh, Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, who, there's a lot of names that you can always like switch in and out. For me, Muhammad Ali, greatest of all time. Uh, but there's arguments. It depends on what you like. So I think a lot of people are champions. A lot of people are champions in their own way. So a lot of people could argue, who's the best. But yeah, it depends on what you're looking for.
What fights does Muhammad Ali like the most? Uh, Thriller in Manila, Trilogia versus Joe
Ooh,
Fraser, uh, Sonny Liston.
yeah, Sonny was you know, probably George Foreman. George
Oh,
Foreman.
Foreman.
Yeah, yeah, because the world counted him out. The world say, we're done with you. You're old. You're not gonna beat this man. He's the scariest man to walk the planet. And Ali shook all the critics, shook all the noise. He blocked all the voices, and he went there to do a job, and he succeeded. So for me, George Foreman, probably the height. Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, a global cultural icon, widely known by the nickname The Greatest. He is often regarded as the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time. Who is better for you, Muhammad Ali or Lennox Lewis?
Ooh, Ali, yeah. Lennox, best of his generation, you know. And today, Usyk, your champion, best of his generation by far. Um, so everybody has a time, and it's what you do in that time. You know, I believe when history is said, Alexander Usyk will be one of the greatest because what he's done in his time.
I am from Ukraine. I didn't think Usyk would become a triple absolute.
Oh, Slava Ukraine, baby. Come on. Yes,
He-
absolute. Yes,
Hero Slava.
that's it. Hero. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was watching him whenever he was coming up and he was cruiserweight. And I said, man, this guy, he's just got something different. And he was able to finish the round strong. And the Super Six with all these opponents, tough fights, Gassiev, um, going up to heavyweight, Anthony Joshua, and Derek Chisora, and it just kept happening, kept winning. Um, and so yeah, you don't realize, and they same birthday, him and Muhammad Ali, same birthday, same size. Um, it's pretty decent. And everything he's had to fight with war, with you know trying to stay good, stay happy, stay motivated. but fight hard, you know. So it's so much bigger than boxing. It's bigger. It's bigger.
If only Usyk was an American, he would be cooler than Ali.
Ah, yeah, he's close. He's close. But yeah, yeah, definitely Cassius got the swagger, but they got the same birthday, so it's funny that these guys they come around. You know, it's like a spirit. The spirit of Ali is in him. Definitely.
Um, what do you think about the war in Ukraine? Are they talking about in the USA?
I I feel that governments it's not the people, it's the governments, yeah. The governments they have their own agenda. And right now, America hasn't been on the best side of choices, my opinion. I think this war shouldn't have went on for as long as it has. Um, and the people, I don't feel like the people want the war. I feel like it's always money though, and it's unfortunate because right now in our country we're not going through nearly as much, not nearly, but people are doing things that nobody's asking for, and so hopefully one day people will wake up in their hearts. The people that work for the military and the people that are getting these checks and they will just do better. Like um, it's unfortunate that you guys have been fighting for so long, you know, so long, and it's just about bullshit. It's about money, and it's not right. It's not right.
The United States helps us the most. Thank you for that. More than all of Europe combined. Also, the United States is far away. Europe is near, baby. New- Nearby. Europa nearby. Thanks you. If you weren't for you, we would have lost.
You know, we can do so much as a country, but what I've learned is Ukrainian spirit strong. It's strong, yeah. Um, and right now, y'all have the champion, and people understand that you're not gonna lay down, and you're going to fight for what's right. So, you know, having aid is amazing, but the people of Ukraine are some of the strongest in the world, I believe. Yeah, and a lot of people see how strong you have to be. You know, even have a good heart and a smile. Yeah, through all the pain, you're still going.
Together with the United States, we defeated Nazism. We will also defeat Russia.
Yes, yes, together, and we have to keep it working together. Russia, their leaders, greedy, greedy belly, as Usyk would say, just greedy. Yeah, but you know, the truth will come out, and the people will stay strong. Yeah, the people will stay strong.
You a cool boxer. Who was your biggest, which heavyweight boxer inspired your style the most?
Oh, you know, not heavyweight. Honestly, used to be like um Thomas Hearns and Ezra Charles, little Ezra Charles, old school boxer. Um, Heavyweight though, I'd say I was watching. Mm, I watch guys, Lennox, of course, Evander. I can do things like a lot of guys. Some James Tony, you know. Uh, but for me, I try to pick things that kind of work. I wouldn't know what heavyweight necessarily I would say. There's some Anthony Joshua type things about me as well. Um, but I sparred a lot of guys. I've traveled a lot. I sparred with a lot of the top guys, and I've learned things from them. So I learned things from Michael Hunter. I've learned things from Daniel Dubois. And it's all just been from travel. So I wouldn't know who to say my style was like, but I have learned a lot.
Is Ezra Charles underrated? Why is there so little talk about him?
Uh, it's like Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes came after Muhammad Ali, you know, and at the time, everybody's great. Everybody's great. So it's like if you were the only one to do it, then you have more people talking about you. But Ezra was fighting Archie Moore and other guys like this, so it's very tough. It's very tough to stand out and to be that name, coming out of the era of all great fighters.
Yeah. How would you describe your boxing style?
Okay, so me, counter puncher, boxer, puncher. Uh, and I got a good IQ, so I don't like to waste a lot of shots. Um, snappy, snappy, um, hard, decent punch. Like, but for me, boxer, puncher, um, can move and pressure. Yeah, yeah, more pressure. Um, but smart pressure, not reckless.
11 victories, 7 by knockout. Do you want to end every fight with a knockout so that they don't stop?
Yes, yes. Look, you take it out of the judge's hands. Yeah, you don't wanna, you don't get paid for overtime. So short night, easy fight, much better. You know, um, hopefully I get back to just dominant performance. But it's gonna be how I approach my training. So everything now is just being smarter and yeah, more intention.
What do you think about the fight with Stanley Wright? I think you were robbed by the judges.
Well, you know, I was out of the ring for a year, so they kept switching up opponents and stuff like that. It was a lot going into that fight, even, and I was just rushing. So I rushed a lot of things. Um, Me personally, if I was ever get a rematch, there would be no question I'd stop him. Um, but as of now, it is what it is, and that kind of put me in a bad position. That whole experience. So boxing is funny because you don't get a lot of opportunities. Sometimes, like it could just be like, boom, this is what it is, and you gotta just go with it. And then if um, you can't point fingers, so that's why I've been making sure that I just take care of myself first, because like all these people that rush you into a bad situation, they just disappear. And they're like, oh, well, that sucks that happened to you, but ah, it's one of those. It's just one of those things. So, yeah, and no other planet does that dude ever whoop me. But he happened to get the that night.
You took the rounds. Why do judges see the right like this?
Uh, what? I couldn't quite say. I haven't watched the fight back too much. Um, so when they make a decision, they make a decision, and that's it. So you don't want to leave it to the judges, yeah. So now I focus more on, you know, making sure that I'm in control. And who knows, fights are gonna go to decisions sometimes, but like we don't want them to go to decisions. So yeah, Dreamland is gonna be knocking them out from here on out.
Usyk spars for 20 rounds f 4 minutes. How many rounds do you usually spar before a fight?
That fight, I didn't get any sparring, like proper sparring. Um, but hmm, I don't do as much as Usyk. Not that much. Not that much. He's a different. I don't know how they even set that up. So yeah, typically you want to make sure you could do as many rounds as you're gonna fight. Um, so if you're fighting 10, you then make sure you go at 10. If you're fighting 12, you need to make sure you go at 12. Some people can spar too much. But if you're not getting hit and you're not taking too much punishment, then there's no best side to just sparring. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're taking a lot of punishment, then yeah, you probably don't want to spar too much because you're gonna go into the fight still banged up. But I guess Usyk's style of camp, it's impressive, but he's probably not getting hit too much either.
Frank Warren says that Itauma will defeat Usyk. What do you think about it?
Too soon, too soon, too soon. Um, but that's the promoter's job. A promoter is supposed to say he's great, and you let Frank Warren tell it. He's already Mike Tyson, so yeah, he's not gonna take that fight now. Um, and if he did, it'd be too soon, too much for him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens down the line. Usyk, he needs to worry about other top fighters. I mean, he's accomplished everything. It makes sense for Usyk. Why go back and beat up a kid?
How are you doing with the promoters? Are you satisfied?
Uh, well, right now I don't have a promoter, so I'm a free agent. And the thing about it is, I signed with my last promotional company. I wasn't too satisfied because they didn't keep me busy. They didn't really give me an opportunity to continue to grow with them. And it is what it is. But right now, I'm just trying to figure out like what makes sense for me right now, business wise. In the US, it's difficult because the promoters aren't in a hurry to really get you active. Uh, uh, when you have these fighters that are just ready to fight, you have to maintain yourself outside of your fights too, and that's just the problem. So hopefully it'll change around, and there'll be more fights in America as well.
Do you want to box in Zuffa promotions? Is something else better? What do you think about Zuffa?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think Dana White is a competitor, so he's gonna make sure he puts on a good show. I mean, they're already two fights into the year, two cards. So they're gonna keep people active. They're gonna keep people busy. When you're not like a very super popular fighter, like A-level fighter, and you don't have a promoter, it's very difficult to get fights. So the fact that he's gonna have them regular fighting and access to UFC, uh, I think it's a good thing. Um, we'll see how it continues to grow as they create champions. Do the champions fight for other belts? I don't think so, but I believe that in house they're going to be doing a lot of great things.
I believe in Zuffa. In my opinion, the competition for boxing is better. I hope Dana White will watch this interview.
Come on, let's go. Let's watch the interview. Let's get over to Zuffa. Then we'll talk again. Yeah.
Uh, do you enjoy sparring, or do you see it as work?
When I like sparring for me, I don't like sparring for other champions and their fighters. I'm gonna be honest. Like, um, because if I'm sparring for my own like day or just for myself, then it's for me to get better, for me to get ready for a camp or a fight. Um, but when I help other people, then it's kind of like I'm on their time, and it's kind of I get bored easy because like it's like okay, yeah, I'm gonna do some rounds, but I don't have a date. So sometimes I love sparring. Sparring is probably my favorite part of boxing because you actually get to do what we do. It's not me just hitting the bag. Um, it gives me some peace, to be in there sparring and testing myself. But if you don't have a fight coming up, you shouldn't be getting in the head as often.
Jeremy, tell me who you usually spar with.
In Vegas, we got guys out here. Um, Johnny Rice, he's making his way back into boxing. Um, I've just sparred with Charles Martin over at UFC. He's fighting F.A. Ajagba.
Oh,
Um,
Ajahba.
I got guys out here like, yeah, Ajagba, quality guy. Um, and then you got different, let's see, who else have I sparred with out here? Skylar Lacey, another heavyweight. But if somebody out here wants to spar, they always call me. So I'm usually like the main guy out here. Um, but there's not a lot of heavyweight guys just living in Vegas. Oh, Michael Hunter. Michael
Oh.
Hunter. Yeah, very good. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
You are in the car now. Do you like driving, or is it just a means of transportation for you?
Uh, I drive and I love to drive. I sit in my car, just I'll just go off. It's like my place of peace. It's my comfort place sometimes. If I got a lot on my mind, I don't like camps because I don't have a car sometimes. So the UK is really nice. I've been over there a lot of times, but I don't like taking the train. I'd rather drive because you get things done in the car. It's kind of a productive place sometimes. Yeah. America, Vegas, you got to drive everywhere. There's no walking here. You can walk a little, but it's not a walkable city. Yeah, everything is driven, driven, driven.
What is your favorite car?
Oh, my favorite car is this car I'm in right now. Hold on, let me show you. Let me show you. Favorite car. My favorite. Yeah, that's from training. That's from putting in the hard work. You know, because when I started boxing, I had a '92 Astro van. It was a bucket. Yeah, that's what we call a bad car. But it got me to the gym. It got me where I needed to go. But yeah, now I graduated and this I'm happy. I'm happy with this car. I don't need another car.
Did you travel all over America with it?
Oh no, this well, one time, yeah, to Oklahoma. So Vegas, Nevada to Oklahoma, and that was it. This car stays. America is really big too, so this car stays in Vegas. It don't usually hit the road or California. Sometimes I go to California, 5 hours, um, and I'll take this car. But usually this car stays in Vegas.
You remembered Hunter, Michael Hunter. He only lost to the Usyk. One lost. Why don't Hunter fight on you?
Oh, Fight me. Well, we probably wouldn't fight, um, unless there was just some great opportunity for the both of us. But Hunter, he has he just fought in the UK. Um, he's he's fighting, but it's hard for him to get opportunities as well. He doesn't have a promoter, so when you don't have a promoter, you don't really call the shots. And that's a tough situation to be in because everybody knows how good he is, but it's just boxing. It's never a straight line.
Why doesn't he have fights? Bad promoters. I am upset that they don't give him fights.
Who knows? Maybe he go with Zuffa itself. I didn't ask him, but promoters are bad. In America, they wait for somebody else to do the work, and that's just a shame. Bob Arum, Top Rank, PBC, all these guys. The shows they're not doing a lot of big shows no more. Like not right now. So it's been kind of slow for every American.
I already said your fight with Gassiev was a quill. Draw. You have a great future. What's next for you?
What's next for me? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna prove myself. I'm gonna prove myself for me. I'm gonna prove myself to the sport, and I'm gonna finish what I started when I moved to Vegas. My whole thing has been like when I came to Vegas from Oklahoma, I wanted to pursue this boxing to the highest level. And I've been in a lot of rooms. I've done a lot of great things, but now it's time to step into another level. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this year brings me, and I'll be ready. I'll just be ready.
Who do you want to go against now, right now? Gassiev, against Wilder, against Stanley Wright.
Yeah, how about either one of those fights I'd be up for. Of course, Stanley or Gassiev. Probably wouldn't happen. But Dave Allen, other guys too, UK guys, Jared Anderson, American heavyweight, he needs to come back. So there anybody, if they pick me, I'll be ready. Just go ahead, say the word. And then if I get my own promotions behind me, whatever their plan, we'll go with it. But right now I got a good team behind me. I'm focused on where I need to be, and that's the most dangerous part.
Training camp is hell. What is the hardest part of training camp?
Injuries, you know, just injuries. Like you got to stay healthy. So focus on your recovery. Don't do things that don't make sense. So sometimes, like, yeah, it just happens. You're never going to be 100%, but make sure you're taking care of your body. Because whether you're sparring, hitting a bag one day, your hand's not wrapped good, and you hurt your wrist, anything. Uh, injuries. They just happen. But getting smarter about how you approach them.
How do you deal with injuries?
Most of the time, you got to realize, okay, is this a problem or is it just mental? You know, like, because you're never going to be 100%. But I think I learned a lot from AJ about recovery. And I seen how he took his recovery. Like he's at the gym early, stretching before training. Uh, and then after training, he has ice and different things that he's putting on his body. And also, what I'm learning now with my coach, Bob Santos, is, don't overdo it in the gym. Don't leave it all in the gym because on the night of the fight, that's when you need it. You don't need it, what I'm saying, to just prove it every day in the gym. You have to prove it on the night.
You are a strong person. You boxed on an equal footing with Gassiev. I think you beat Stanley Wright. What makes you so strong in spirit?
Definitely just my upbringing. Everybody's got their own story, but everything that has shaped me has gave me enough power, has gave me enough drive. And I don't like to make anybody to be special. I think we're all born with a certain amount of ability in things that we can achieve, but we just have to go for it. So the biggest thing I always was known for was you don't have to find me. I'm gonna show up. So when I was an amateur, I found the best fighters. I traveled all over for the best work. And yeah, you can always find me. I'm not hard to find. Yeah. So keeping that mentality, it's like yesterday is gone, today is now. And so as long as I am ready, then nobody's beating me.
What keeps you going when things fall apart?
My I like to look back on why. Like why did I start? And for me, like sometimes that's escaped me. Sometimes I've forgotten, what it was and what I sacrificed. But when you think of all the sacrifices and hard times that you've already overcome, then each stage is like, well, this isn't no harder than the last, you know? And sometimes you can make a moment too big. Don't make the moment too big. Just remember you've done it all. You've done it all. Trust yourself and remember what you started for. So are you satisfied? Don't be satisfied.
Alexander Usyk is 39 years old. I don't want him to lose to the young boxer. Do you believe every fighter has a breaking point?
Yeah, because we're human, you know. Alexander is human. He's an incredible human. Incredible. But, you know, everybody has a point, you know, and I think it's gonna take a lot for somebody to get out of him. To break him, it's gonna take a lot. But at the end of the day, we're still human. So as great as he is, as great as Muhammad Ali is, as great as these guys are, yeah, something one day it will be gone. Like one day it'll be the next person. Joe Joyce, they used to
Oh.
talk about, oh, his chin is incredible, incredible, incredible. And now, he's had his own struggles with that. Like Zane, first person to boom, ever do that to him. Uh, and he came back. I thought he'd come back, and I thought he won the Hergovich fight actually. But the thing about it is, we're just humans. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, these people are not. Um, they're incredible, but they're not Superman. Even Superman, has had fights that he didn't really come out on top of.
Does he have to go now? At the peak? It may be that people will talk about the fact that he lost his last fight.
Um, he has to be able to live whatever decision he wants. So if he wants to continue, I think he take care of his body. He'll know how to continue. Um, but as of now, there's really nothing left for him to do. So if he was to walk away, He'd be well within his rights. Um, but it's all up to him at this point. And anybody that's gonna say, "Oh, you know," because anybody can lose. Anybody can lose. But you know, he's gonna do the things to make sure that he doesn't, and he's very good at that, obviously.
Titles, money, recognition, harmony in the family. What does success truly mean to you?
To me, knowing that I did my best, knowing that I did what I was supposed to do, and I took no shortcuts. Um, and what I mean by that is like I didn't cheat myself. I didn't um money, we're prize fighters, so we have to get paid. Don't forget the money, but at the same time, making sure that I was a stand-up guy. Like my, it's not that I care so much about what people think, but I do have my own name and my own character, yeah. And so I've always tried to stay true to my character, you know. And whether you like the person I am or you don't, is your opinion, and I have no control over that. But if I could sleep at night, then I'm good.
A person can have a lot of money, but in the soul unhappy.
Mm, very true, very true. Empty, empty. I see it a lot. These people, they're not satisfied. And it's one thing to be hungry, but to be empty, it's a terrible feeling. And my thing is, I don't ever want to be lost uh, to where, like, I'm chasing material things or something like that. Um, but I do want to make sure that my family and everybody around me is okay. And I've always tried to help people. I don't move with an ego. I'm not a big ego guy, and I'm willing to go that extra mile to get the job done, but not at the cost of, like, you know, my character.
We have Klitschko brothers in Ukraine who are always theirs. Your brother is the same?
Yeah, family is family. They're not as great. Those two guys are so cool. And Vladimir Klitschko inspired me as well. Steel Hammer. He used to come out to Can't Stop, Can't Stop. And I used to love that song. I used to love watching them walk to the ring, actually. Um, but yeah, they fight together. They don't fight each other. And that's something that we picked up on late, but we still have that bond.
It's very nice when your brother is always around. He doesn't let me fall.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah, somebody to lean to or turn to whenever you're in a place where you need advice.
What lesson did boxing teach you about life?
It's always gonna be unfair. So not everything is gonna be um how it said it was gonna be. And no matter what, like, you're responsible. So don't allow others to put you in a bad space, because at the end of the day, only person who's gonna ask is gonna be like, well, why did you allow that? So it's very unforgiving. It's very unforgiving. And that's the world. The world is a fight. The world doesn't really care about the reasons, but just the outcomes. And so, yeah, keeping that in mind, it teaches you how to move through life as well.
I am your fan. I am your fan. Uh, what message do you have for young fighters watching you?
To the young fighters out there, be patient. Be patient, yeah. To be smart and know when to move. You know, every fighter is gonna have that moment to where they're aware of what's happening around them. Like you get in, you have to trust your gut. You know, if you're in a bad situation or you don't think it sounds right, then now it's time to do something. But don't rush and try to force things to happen. Doors will open up, and make sure you surround yourself with the right people. The right people are going to want to see you succeed. The right people are going to advocate for you. The right people are not just going to tell you what you want to hear. The right people are going to be very, very serious about you and your goal. So even if you have to do that by yourself, do it by yourself because it's better to do it. And I know what I need to do than to have, company around me that don't want to see me have it and just hold me back, So, yeah, be careful about who you bring around.
I began to respect you very much after you gave a powerful fight to the Russian Gassiev. I want revenge for the title of regular world champion.
Let's go. One day we will get that chance, and hopefully Gassiev will be ready because I will bring everything with that chance. And even if that's not my next fight, I will be a dominant fighter, and I'm working very hard, and I appreciate you for reaching out to me and making this interview today. And yeah, let's stay in touch. Let's definitely stay in touch, and I will keep you updated every step of the way.
How many fights do you have to win for a rematch? I believe you will draw conclusions and defeat the Russian.
Come on, like I don't know how many they want me to have either, but when they say it's a green light, we're gonna take that fight. Um, so yeah, hopefully I get a fight news soon and we start the process. We just build back. We're building right now. We're getting stronger. Um, I'm just excited. I'm excited too. I'm more happy than I've been in a while with my career, and I'm optimistic of what's to come.
Does Ukraine believe in you? How do you want fans to remember Jeremy Milton?
You know, I just hope that I was able to inspire somebody with my message. I hope that, you know, boxing is such a small part of life, but a lot of people gravitate to what it means to be a fighter and what fighters go through. So, there's so many things you can choose in life, but I get inspired from watching people's stories, and I understand that I'm not the only one out here trying to achieve something. Whether you're going to work or you're just trying to keep the lights on, um, keep fighting. Just keep.
Every defeat is a mental pain. Is a mental pain. It can both break and push forward. Is pain a part of success?
Yeah, you can't have success without pain. Um, with anything in life, you don't like going to work, but you need to go. And pressures are different. Everybody has a different tolerance for pressure and pain, but adversity comes on the other side of that. Whenever you go through something, if you're starting a diet, the first 2 weeks you want cakes and candies and chips, but then you start to realize, oh, I'm getting results. I don't need this, you know? And yeah, sacrifice, nobody just ended up where they wanted to without sacrifice.
Would you choose boxing again if you had another life?
Probably, probably, yeah, because it's just whether or not you want to do it, yeah, like you fall in love with this sport. And I fell in love with it a long time ago. And I always think to myself, oh, would I have done it again? And every I'd have did this or maybe I did that. But I love it. And I think I was supposed to be a fighter. I think I was supposed to be a boxer. Um, so yeah, even with the relationship I have with it, I still pick it every time.
What keeps you hungry in such a brutal sports?
What keeps me hungry? Honestly, it's just going to the next lesson. You're never gonna be done growing within this sport. You can always say that like, oh, I think I've arrived and I know this, I know that. But my biggest thing is like there's somebody new every time. Like when I first moved to Vegas, there was somebody out here and I was the guy and I took his spot. And then there's guys that are coming up now and they want what you got. So like for me, it's just about staying competitive, you know. Boxing is still a martial arts. And I always imagined myself as a kid like traveling the world and fighting. And that thrill, that thrill I get from it is just you can't describe it. You can't describe the excitement. It's not it's not normal because it's like you're always being tested and it's like some people that'll make them be like, oh, I'm kind of burnt out on all that, but I do get excited. I get excited to spar. I get excited to fight, and it's a rush. It's a rush.
What is harder, physical pain or mental pressure?
Mental pressure. Mental pressure. You know, sometimes you can be hurt, actually hurt physically, and power right through it. But if you don't have a strong mind, you can be a fresh fighter and still be put through it. Um, so conquering your mental will allow your physical to go farther.
Is boxing fair, in your opinion?
No, but it's life, ain't it? Um, Boxing isn't necessarily supposed to be fair. Um, it's not the sport that everybody wants it to be. It's a lot of shady deals going on in the back and people putting up a lot of money here and there to get their guy to the next position to make this dollar or that dollar. So no, it's a lot of things that aren't fair, but it is still something that you participate in, Like if I was no, not even me. If you were just to not do anything today because life is being unfair to you, then what? Then what? You have to continue to keep going, no matter the pressure, no matter this these people that are putting these pressures and they're trying to bomb and hurt you, and you still smile, you still show up to do an interview, you still fight, you know? So it's like going into a fight knowing that the odds are against you. Yeah.
Jeremy, Ukraine without light. We are being bombed by Russia. They give light for a few hours. I thank you for coming in touch without looking at my darkness.
Man, this has been one of the best interviews I've had. I look forward to another. and always, always Slava Ukraine.
Giroslav. A few more questions. A few.
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Would you change something in boxing business?
Yeah, I would have more competitive fights. Um, and I wouldn't have people not fighting. So like when you thought about this sport coming into it before you realize what's going on, you would think that, oh, if you're talented, you're going to get the opportunity. But a lot of talented fighters never get opportunity. And different weight classes, even, you could be the guy, but you're not given a shot. So I think these fighters need to stop avoiding fights and make fights happen.
Kabayel, Itauma, Usek, Gassiev, O'Cowley. Uh, is today's heavyweight division overrated or underrated?
You got a couple good fighters, yeah. You got a couple good ones. Um, some of these guys though, they can't be beat. I think Okoli's overrated. I think I think he'll fight. I think he'll fight, but I think he's overrated. Um, there there's some good fighters though. There's some good fights to be made, but they gotta start fighting. We need to fight each other. We need to fight each other. We don't need to keep fighting, this guy, that guy that don't make sense. A lot of protection being done. Caballero, good fighter, great pressure to the body. Um, I think he's decent, but yeah, they just need to fight each other. They need to stop talking about making it happen and let's just make it happen.
I will say it again. I am always there for you. Why should fans believe in Jeremy Milton?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be me all day, and I don't like to just talk. I'm gonna very much put my actions behind what I say, and I understand where I went wrong, and that was just the first part of growing into the fighter I am today. But now you'll have to see on my next performance will be great, and I'm not leaving without a victory. So no matter who we go against, you know what I'm saying, they're getting everything.
My last question. What do you want to say to the world right now?
Yeah, I want the world to just breathe, man. Take a time for yourself and and do better. Do better for yourself. And when you do better for yourself, then you'll do better for your country. You'll do better for your people. Um, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of evil things. This side is saying they're bad, they're bad, they're bad. But I want you to just look around and say hello to your neighbor. Something simple as that, can start a change. Um, but yeah, not everybody's the enemy. Stop thinking everybody's your enemy, man. You know. Um, and yeah, just do better for the world, man.
Jeremy, thank you for this honest and powerful interview. Thank you for your time, your openness, and for speaking real truth. Not just about boxing, but about life, struggle, discipline, and what it truly means to be a fighter. Your story, your mindset, and your journey inspire more people than you may realize. Respect for stepping into the ring and into this conversation with the same courage and authenticity. We wish you strength, health, and big victories ahead. The fight continues and the world is watching. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel and support the project. More real boxing interview and stories are coming. Respect.